Great. Well, good evening, Hope Dealers. Everyone, welcome to the call. I hope you all had a happy Easter and some great times with family over the weekend. Loved having ours all together, which doesn't happen very often. So that was great. I am floored that Arbonne is offering the Power to District Manager again this month. I'm going to start there because I cannot emphasize enough what a gift this is. In normal months, if you do 3,500 in one month, that is a great first step. You're now in solid qualification for district, and you can finish the next month with 2,500. So once again, it's like Arbonne is placing that extra month, 2,500 QV order with you. It makes district manager qualifications over 40% off. That's amazing. We have 3 Hope Dealers who took advantage of this last month and promoted to district. Huge congrats to Morgan Andreas in Pennsylvania, Tia Larian in Iowa, and Jamie Stafford here in Virginia. And we're going to get to hear from Morgan and Jamie towards the end of the call. Do you see what Arbonne is doing by offering the Power to District Manager and a month of double CQV for the trip? Just note, it's not double CQV for qualifications and bonuses and all those things. This time it's dedicated it's to the trip, but that's huge. It's all month long, every single thing doubled. So promoting direct managers and your QV in your central district or your success line QV, if you're not a district yet, that's what the requirements for the trip to Costa Rica center around. So Arbonne is really giving us these special offers in the 2 areas that are requirements to earning the trip. And we have 4 full weeks to work with in April. And thankfully, close night is a weekday and not Easter Sunday. So on last month's call, I trained all about breaking this down. Not going to go back and repeat that. Go back and listen to that part again, especially if you are going for the Power to District or helping someone do that, because I want to use our time tonight to share new things and to hear from our new district managers. It came to mind a great training from Keith Kotner, who's a great leadership coach. Years ago, this one just always stuck with me. He compared the way that we work our businesses to driving or captaining a giant aircraft carrier in the ocean. To turn it, the switch is flipped, the wheel is turned, but it takes 7 miles before that ship actually makes the turn. Instead of trusting that our ship will turn as we continue to work consistently, Keith Kotner said we are addicted to instant results. And he's so right. In this business and in many areas of life, we jerk the wheel to the left and see nothing happen. So we think this isn't working, and we jerk it to the right. Nothing happens right away or fast enough for us. And we're back to the left, back to the right. And all we get to see is this tiny view as we keep doing that, forgetting the big ocean that's out there because we're not giving time for the results to follow. You know how we say we're always working your business 30, 60, 90, 120 days in advance. We need to stay the course. And in Arbonne, that course is our proven system for success. If I were to ask each of you, what is our proven system for success? I hope by now that you would answer, it's sharing the Arbonne story with at least 30 new people each month. In my years in Arbonne, I've seen the system defined in many different ways, not what I just said. When I came in, the system was that you purchase 4 to 8 full-size sets of the RE9 skincare and drop them off with different people each week. And then made appointments to pick those up, very effective. Then that system kind of phased out as we went the other way of the group events. And with going back to group events, which they'd done before the other, came this saying, hold 6 for success, 8 to be great, 10 to win, 12 to excel. It was a little overwhelming. And then a few years later, social media became a real thing, and people began to find ways to connect with others there. All that is to say, there is no right or wrong way. All of these can be highly effective. And that's why we don't point to any one of them anymore and say, this is our system. This is the way you must build. Instead, we say our system is to share the whole Arbonne story. And again, when I say whole, that means products and the opportunity with at least 30 new people every month, using any of the reach out methods, using a combination of them if you want to. The one-on-one sharing the products and the opportunity that can be in person or on the phone or Zoom, or with groups in person, Zoom or through Facebook parties, sharing through Instagram stories and reels, setting up tables at events, going to networking groups and events. I don't know how many of you listened to Kelly GT's call last week, but she had a very good point about all of this, that while we can all work to improve in the areas that are not our strengths, we need to choose the area that is our strength, the one that we most love, the one where we want to spend time, and go all in to master the details of that one. And immediately I thought of an example right here in our Hope Dealers family. It was the pandemic that brought about the Facebook parties. For those of you who are newer and maybe were introduced to Arbonne through a Facebook party, we didn't always do that. That was the pandemic that forced that little creative just solution. And we all, gave them a try. I watched Amber Fry not just give these a try, but go deep into mastering the details, the little things that made her stand out, all the pictures of the products in her home, her with the products in her home, using them, the wellness profile sent to every guest, the energy that she brought as she made this 15-minute script come alive, and the hours spent in follow-up and building that know me, like me, trust me with every person invited, not just the ones that showed up to watch the live. She would say to me, more than once, I'm going to suck this party dry. I can't see Amber right now, but that was her fun way of saying that she was going to leave no stone unturned, that every guest would get the opportunity to hear from her and hear the gifts of Arbonne. It just as one example, Courtney Lewis was a guest on one of those Facebook parties. And Courtney, I can't see you if you're on. We are so glad that Amber mastered the details and reached out to you. We all love you so much. I, on the other hand, am most in my element when I'm physically in the room, face to face, belly to belly with other people. Building that know me, like me, and trust me comes easily there for me because I am genuinely interested in others and love to ask questions and hear people's stories and get to know them. So in Arbonne, my strengths are in those one-on-ones and in-person events. So I want each of you to think about where you want to spend the majority of your time and energy in sharing your story, sharing the Arbonne story, and then really master the details of that method, because it's more than the presentation. It's more than just getting through the script. It's learning to cast the vision for how this business can change the lives of those listening. It's learning how to close the sale, set the coffee appointment or a Zoom appointment to talk about the opportunity. It's following up with those who didn't place orders at the event, booking parties from parties. And what I loved from Kelly's call last week was that even if your strength is building online, there is nothing that equals being in a group presentation to, her words, turbocharge your business. And she went from that overwhelming 6 for success, 8 to be great, 10 to win thing that I always found so overwhelming, to what if you just did 4 in-person groups per month, sharing our core 4. I want you to type in the chat. Maybe you listened to that call and you already know this, but even if you don't, and I didn't turn my chat on, I can't find it more in the chat. Type in the chat what you believe our core 4 are. I'll type, what are our 4 core products? Someone jump in there and say something. Oh. Okay, I will say it. I know you know what some of these cores are. That one's close. I will give you a hint. It's in the business, the derm results. If you had 4 products to bring, one is the derm results set, another is the protein, another is the fizz, and another is the green synergy elixir. And of course, Amber, yes, the business is our very, very best product. But as far as those physical ones that you could pack, our 4 core are derm results advanced set, the protein, the fizz, and the green synergy. You know, if you just brought these core 4 to 4 in-person groups in April, remembering a group is 2 or more, you would have more new preferred clients, more new bookings, more coffee appointments set, more teammates, more momentum, and more energy. And you know, any of the presentation scripts on stolnation.com will work with bringing these 4. It doesn't change. This is not a new system. It's not a new script. But if those are the 4 products, or count the Derm Results one, that's set, plus those other 3, if that is all you had, you can still go in and do any of these presentations one-on-one or in these groups. So real quick, and then I want to get our new district managers on. EMVP Debbie Neal said once, and I wrote this down, if you let logic run your life, you will get logical results. If you want miraculous results, you have to go for things that make no sense. Thinking logically here could be saying, I've never gotten to 2,500. How am I going to get to 3,500? Or I've never promoted a district manager. How can I promote 4 in the 2 remaining months and earn the trip? What if you chose not to be limited by logic, not to be limited by what you have or haven't done in the month before or ever before, and chose to go for the power to DM or the trip or both, even when it makes no sense? What if you chose to believe you could do this and then acted on that belief? What if you said, others are going to get this? It's offered to everyone. Why not me? And then what if you looked at what it would really take and made a plan and worked the plan? And what if you realized the plan was not at all about dialing for dollars, but that it's centered around finding more people to serve this month than ever before? Last, I heard in a training once, there is always a way. Find it. What if the second a thought like, no way can I reach DM, enters your mind, you recognize that it's another red light story and started replacing it with the green light story, that there is always a way and I will find it. It's the difference between passively listening to yourself on autoplay and actively talking to yourself in words of hope and truth and possibility and empowerment. And I want you all to hear now from 2 who did look at what was possible as I share. Hold on, I'm going to find the recognition. Why cannot not see? There we go. Share screen and share. And we'll get to the new DMs in just a moment, but congrats to Olivia Gaines in qualification for district. And next, congrats to new district manager, Morgan Andreas. And Morgan, when you speak, please tell me how to pronounce your name. I don't think I'm doing it right. Promoted by another Morgan Andreas. So from now on, we say Pennsylvania, Colorado after their names. And the next new district manager, Tia Larian, promoted by Morgan Andreas, Colorado also. Tia lives in Iowa, and we can't wait to hear you on another call. I'm so sorry you couldn't be on tonight. And Jamie, congrats, new district manager, Jamie Stafford, promoted by Connolly Stewart. And then here is our list again of who is going to GTC, and I hope to see even more names on this next month. It's, it's still wide open. You can register all the way to the end. And then the bonus earners, consultant bonus, Tia, Jamie, Morgan in Pennsylvania, district manager bonus, Morgan in Colorado, area manager bonus, Amber Fry. And then Tops in Changing Lives. Well, this used to read Tops in Sponsoring, Tops in Enrolling, but it's in Changing Lives. So changed 5 lives or more. It's our new district managers. Congrats to Morgan Andreas in Pennsylvania and Tia Larian. And those who changed 1 life or more are Jamie Stafford, Fran, I'm going to just read first names, Mackenzie, Janet, Amber, Melissa, Olga, Connolly, Anne, myself, Meg, Becca, Tammy, and Michelle. And Tops in Changing Lives by district. Top district, Morgan Andreas, Colorado, Michelle Hawkins, Amber Fry. Top areas, Amber, myself, Connolly. and tops in sales and perfect brick. Top personal sales, Amber, Fran, myself. Perfect brick, that's having 2,500 and 5 new preferred clients or consultants. Morgan in Pennsylvania and Tia Larian, great job, you two, that's amazing. And then the 2,500 building block is 2,500 of your own personal sales. And Amber Connolly, myself, Morgan in Pennsylvania, Tia, Fran, and Beth Hooper. And then we have 2 brick store shoppers this month. And I will put this out again. I have not posted that yet, but it will be the same requirements for the month of April. And so Amber and Morgan, y'all let me know what you would like from the brick store, and I look forward to sending that your way. And congrats to all of you who I just shouted out your names. I look forward to shouting out even more of them next month. But now I asked Morgan and Jamie if they would share for about, oh good, we're not running late, 3-4 minutes each, how you were introduced to Arbonne, initial fears or hesitations that you had, turning point, why you decided to do this, and where do you see this going? What's this your vehicle for? What dream are you going to be reaching by using this vehicle called Arbonne? So Morgan, if you can unmute yourself, we would love to hear from you.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Morgan, and I'm really happy to be here actually. It was really cool seeing my name on all of those slides, and I didn't realize that I got the brick. So that's really cool. So Arbonne found me around mid-January, and I had just turned 34. I was just coming out of this like icky postpartum depression phase, and I was really just looking everywhere for something to help kickstart me back into eating healthy and getting motivated and things like that. And I actually started the 30 days to healthy living, not knowing really what I was getting myself into, or not really associating it with Arbonne at all. I knew it was Arbonne, but I just didn't really didn't click yet. And within like 3 days, I felt like a weight was lifted. I felt motivated, awake, alive, and I was already seeing, those results. I saw a difference in just my skin already, my overall well-being. My stomach wasn't feeling so icky. All the good things that come with that. And I was telling this to Morgan in Colorado, and she kept asking me that, and she kept telling me that I need to take a look at the business, and I had never thought about it. And I kind of just wanted it to stay there, and I was not trying to look any deeper than using the products and liking them and telling you that I like them. And she said, that's exactly why you should start your business in Arbonne. And so I listened, I agreed to listen, and I listened to Amber and Morgan on that call. And by the end of the call, it was like I could see my whole future. I already had my why before hanging up. I had signed up as the IC and everything, and I was like ready to go. I was like on fire. I don't know, something just came over me, and I really truly was like, I need to do this. I want to do this. And, I had so many questions on that call, obviously. A lot of hesitation. So it wasn't all just like, oh, yay, I'm doing this. Lots of questions, the basic questions that we all probably ask, lots of doubt. What happens if I do this and this risk falls through? Am I like, all whatever. But Amber gracefully answered all of my questions. And, she's told me that her and Morgan were by my side, and they haven't left my side through this, which is, the sense of community too that comes with this. It's amazing. So my reason for saying yes is my son. I really just I see myself now more than ever being a new mom. I want to experience life to the fullest. I feel like I really haven't, you know. I want to enjoy life differently. And I know that working on my business, like I have been, is going to allow me to stay home with my 9-month-old and watch his little milestones as he grows up and spend that quality family time, whether it's, sitting around the living room watching a movie or being able to go on a really nice vacation together. And I see myself as a healthy mom being able to keep up with a little boy, you know. um it's not easy already, so I can't imagine, which that kind of keeps it green too, right? That keeps my why very green when I see him climbing the walls. um but I also see myself like as the healthy grandma running around the backyard with her grandkids. Like, I want to be able to live a long life and experience all the little things life all the little life's blessings. And I know that working my business is going to allow me to do those things. I will have the freedom of time. I will have financial freedom, and I will gain all of those things. I don't know, but I am just really happy to be here. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, Morgan. I love that. And this is the first time you and I've had lots of messages back and forth, but I think this is the first time I've heard your voice and seen you in person. And you were so relaxed and it just came from your heart. And it was so evident. And what a privilege it was to hear you. Thank you for sharing with us. And not a stranger to me, Miss Jamie, you are up next. And speaking of an active little boy, just look a few months ahead to in Jamie's picture, Morgan, because there is a very busy one right there. So Jamie, you're on, girl.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, this is what you have to look forward to at 14 months. I'm Stafford, and I am from the Fredericksburg, Virginia area. I was actually introduced to Arbonne almost 11 years ago. This summer, it'll be 11 years. And just like Dina was saying, way back in the day when we only did in-home parties, that's how I was introduced. I was 23 in grad school to be a school counselor. And I went over to a friend's house. We had a little spa party, and I fell in love with Arbonne. I fell in love with just everything about it, the products, the mission, the clean, just everything. And when the business came up, I was like, oh, no, I could never do that. I was so nervous and afraid. Can you guys still see? Yes. I was nervous, afraid. I really just like said no right away. I looked at this beautiful consultant who is Connolly, and I just could not see myself doing what she was doing because I didn't have enough confidence in myself. I didn't think that I knew enough people. I saw her as this beautiful pregnant woman with her second son. And I didn't see it for myself yet. So bought products, but was like, thanks, but no thanks. And luckily 6 months later, I found myself at another party because of how obsessed I was with everything to do with Arbonne, that at that point, being in grad school, I was about to go into my last semester, and had to quit my job to do full-time unpaid internship and was going to be in classes at night. And so something in me just said, why not take a look at the business? I didn't say yes yet, but I said, let me take a look and see what this is all about, and be open to hearing at least what Arbonne is. And so I sat down with my now sponsor, who kind of explained to me what it was. And I realized, why am I thinking so much about how big of a decision this is? What's the worst thing that could happen? I fall in love even more with the products. I share the products with all my friends and family. I kind of just took a leap of faith and jumped in and said I could use the money. I'm a poor grad school student. I honestly had no idea how I was going to do it because I was living in a town that was not my hometown. I didn't really know a lot of people. Didn't know how I was going to fit in the time to do it because I was working all day and going into classes at night. But, you just get that tug in your gut and you just say, well, I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out. And what's very interesting about my journey and what I love about Arbonne is Arbonne never leaves you. Arbonne is here for you always. And not only that, but these people that I'm looking at through the screen, these are our Arbonne family members. Like, they don't leave you. And so I am that person that 2 months into my business 10 years ago, I promoted to district manager. And 5 years later, I promoted to area manager. And life got in the way, and I kind of lost a little bit of that confidence, and I went back down to district, and then I went back down to a consultant. But the thing I love most about Arbonne is these people that I'm looking at right now that I love and cherish more than anything, that I met when I was a young 23-year-old, and now I'm about to be 34. I didn't know that these people would truly become family and be there forever, no matter what, and constantly believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. And so here I am, almost 11 years later, after learning about this business, as a new district manager. And I'm just as proud to say that I'm a district manager as I was 10 years ago when I promoted the first time, because this just goes to show that anyone can do this, no matter what. Arbonne is there for you. We've got amazing products. We have this business and this opportunity to share with people. And never did I know 11 years ago, when I was, this person that thought I was so busy in grad school, now as a busy mom of this crazy 14-month-old, and I'm a school counselor right now. I love working with middle school students, but Arbonne has been there for me. And where I'm going, I'm going exactly where I feel like this business is calling me. And it's to be there for me and my family financially, and to continue to have this loving family and support that I've had for 11 years. And, thinking about just what Morgan was saying, I think about that too, about being this grandma, like with a fizz stick. If you don't know me, I'm obsessed with fizz sticks. I have way too many every day. And it's a part of my life, and it will be and always has been. And the opportunities that this business has, financially. Those are stuff, and the thing is just endless. And so with that, I think I should end, because we're both.
The LSU exit. Jamie, thank you so much. And, as it's always said, it's not the setbacks that count, it's the comebacks. And you're such a winner for coming back and not just going, look what happened, I lost, and that you're focusing on all the good. It's like, I watched the LSU Iowa women's basketball game last night, which I don't watch a whole lot of women's basketball, but I love that LSU coach, if you've ever seen her interviewed. And I loved that Caitlin Clark on the Iowa, who's the team that's so famous, and Iowa won, and they interviewed the LSU coach after, and she's such a class act. And she said, the only place you lose is on the scoreboard. If you learn from it and apply it, you'll be back here next year. And I thought, wow, right there with no reflection, that's just who she was. It's like, it's just on the scoreboard, but it's never nothing, no setback is ever a loss if you take it and go, what can I learn? And how can I grow from this? And that just shows such a sign of huge maturity, Jamie. And I loved hearing from both of you. I appreciate your sharing. And we are finishing with 1 minute. For if you all have time to get on Kelly GT's call, it's always at 9 on Tuesday. And remember, I'll post Cecilia's again tomorrow, which will be tomorrow night at 8:30 our time. And with Cecilia being our direct upline, such an amazing role model and leader, #1 income earner in the company since before I started. We have so much to learn from her. So, always watch her call as well. And oops, it's 9 o'clock now. So I will end this recording, hop on Kelly's call. Love each one of you. Have a great week, great month. Bye-bye.